Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
All I got to say is, who dat? Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, Timothy J. Jones. And yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. Really do appreciate your time. Much love to each and every one of you that are watching this right now. On this edition, we're going to be talking about Saints quarterback Derek Carr. And we're going to be opening up the phone lines because I want to hear from you. All right. Want to hear from you. Are you buying what Derek Carr and his team is selling? All right. That's what we're going to be talking about on this episode. But I do want to give a special shout out to everybody in the chat, at home, at work, wherever you are, wherever you may be. Thank you so much for allowing the State of the Saints podcast to be a part of your listening or viewing pleasure. I really do appreciate that. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. Where did this come from? Well, over the last couple of weeks, we know every other week we've heard a story come out pertaining to Saints quarterback Derek Carr. I mean, it all started a few weeks ago with, Derek Carr and the whole story coming out that was released by Ian Rappaport saying that Derek Carr could possibly miss the entire 2025 season with a shoulder injury. And a lot of people had something to say about it. Saints fans were confused, perplexed, wondering what the heck was going on with Derek Carr, but, had a lot of things to say about that. Then all of a sudden, a few weeks later, Derek Carr stands in front of the congregation at his church in Las Vegas and talks about he's really legitimately injured. And, a report by Diane Rossini, basically, I guess, questioning the legitimacy of the injury was, it was way off course. He's indeed injured. We seen him up there, holding a mic real tight to his side because he couldn't really move his shoulder, stuff like that, right? And then a couple of weeks later, we have another report comes out, and this comes from James Slater. Let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and pull this up. This is courtesy of NFL.com. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up there so you all can see it. But yeah, there was an article that came out talking about Derek Carr's injury. And this is basically what it says. All right. It says Saints quarterback Derek Carr still weighing potential shoulder surgery. Decisions expected sooner than later. All right. So we're going to find out what's going on with Derek Carr sooner than later as I take him off the screen so y'all can see me. All right. But anyway. Let's go ahead and get into this article. It says uncertainty remains as it is related to Derek Carr's 2025 availability for the New Orleans Saints, but developments and details are emerging. Carr has been to New Orleans twice in recent weeks to meet with the Saints doctors at team facility, and his preference is to avoid shoulder surgery. NFL Network, James Slater reported Tuesday. Okay, let me ask y'all a question. All right? If you were trying to avoid shoulder surgery, right, why would you come out a couple weeks before that, tell everybody you could possibly miss the 2025 season? Like, I'm sure if you're like, oh, I don't want to get shoulder surgery, I'm assuming that means that you want to play. So why would you come out here and say that you're going to miss the entire 2025 season or even put that type of energy into the air unless you just had like, this is like the final diagnosis. It was nothing that I can actually do. Now we can go ahead and put this story out there. I'll get into that a little bit later. Let's see. Carr, already mentioned that. Carr is dealing with a shoulder ailment on his throwing arm that could put his 2025 campaign at risk. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reported on April 11th. Since then, Saints general manager Mickey Loomis said the team was waiting for clarity, and Carr later confirmed his injury risk, adding he and the franchise were figuring it out. So on one hand, you had Mickey Loomis saying we waiting on Derek Carr. Derek Carr responds to say that we trying to figure it out. Who the heck is we? If Mickey Loomis is saying that we trying to get clarity with Carr and we trying to figure it out, like who, man, I don't know. Who are figuring out what? I have no idea. Carr, who missed 7 games last season due to an oblique and wrist injury, is of the belief that his shoulder was injured in a Week 14 loss at the New York Giants, Slater reported. So this is another one. First, we heard that it was the injury that, he was dealing with as far as the Green Bay game. Now we pinpoint to the Giants game. So it wasn't the Packers, it's the Giants game. Slater's reported it's the same game in which he injured his wrist and was the last time he suited up for New Orleans in 2024. Details didn't emerge sooner because Carr didn't start throwing meaningfully, Slater added, until the spring, and that's when he took notice of it. Or it could be the fact that you got yourself a nice little $40 million price tag attached to an injury if you are injured, but I digress. There is no timeline on the decision, but Slater reported one is expected sooner rather than later. Carr has played 11 NFL seasons, with his first 9 coming for the Raiders and the last 2 with the Saints. He was a 4-time Pro Bowler for the Raiders, and he compiled 41,254 meaningless career passing yards, 257 touchdowns, and 112 interceptions. In 10 games for New Orleans last year, he produced a 5-5 record as a starter, threw for 2,145 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 5 picks. All right. So that we'll just leave it right there. All right. So Derek Carr, ladies and gentlemen, giving us an update. James Slater giving us an update through his brother David Carr, who she works with at the NFL Network. Let's just call it for what it is. Giving us a report on what's going on with Derek Carr. Look, I hope Derek Carr gets better. I hope that Derek Carr can finish out his career on his own terms. But I think I speak for every member of the Who Dat Nation when I say this. Don't nobody care at all. Like, seriously, nobody is checking for no Derek Carr in 2025. The general consensus when it comes to Derek Carr is that nobody wants to see this guy in a Saints uniform again. And the way that Derek Carr has been moving indicates that he wants no part of the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to say that again. The way that Derek Carr is moving indicates that he doesn't want anything to do with the New Orleans Saints. Showing up twice in recent weeks in New Orleans, but we ain't heard not now. I got to go country on y'all. Not now story about Derek Carr meeting with Kellen Moore, Derek Carr meeting with Mickey Loomis. As a matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, Mickey Loomis was asked about Derek Carr, and he just shut it down. He just shut down all questions pertaining to Derek Carr. He shut it down as if, we'll give you more information as it occurs. You could have easily nipped that in the bud. You could have said we talked to Derek. Derek was at the facility. You knew that if you're going to sit up here and talk about what social media was saying or what the media has been writing, you're not about to tell me, Mickey Loomis, that you didn't realize that people are talking about Derek Carr being absent. That was a way to let people know that you were in contact with Derek Carr, that Derek Carr was at the facility. That probably would have put a couple people's minds at ease. But to me, like I said, Derek Carr doesn't want to be in New Orleans. Y'all can try to put as many articles as y'all want to out here You can have all these different insiders come out trying to justify Derek Carr's behavior. Miss me with that nonsense. What does Derek Carr's shoulder injury got to do with him showing up at the facility when the team reports? What does Derek Carr's shoulder injury have to do with him taking part in some of these activities that were taking place in New Orleans where he could have served as an ambassador? What does a shoulder injury have to do with him sitting his ass in the front row of a press conference of a new head coach when you are the face of the freaking franchise? What does that have to do with anything? But we're supposed to believe. We're supposed to believe who that nation, sports fans, that Derek Carr, the reason why he's away from the facility, because he's trying so hard to make sure that he is there for the team. I'm not buying it. I'm pretty sure most people ain't buying it. Dude don't want to be there. I'm not saying that the dude not hurt. I'm not saying that his shoulder not giving him problems. But what I'm saying is that's not grounds for you not to be around the facility. That just doesn't make any sense to me. If he's trying to sell that to us, then he's wasting his time. And this is another sad attempt, in my opinion, to try to make Derek Carr look like a sympathetic figure. When he out here said that he could possibly miss the 2025 season, everybody just kind of questioned and read through that. Oh, that didn't work. Now all of a sudden, like you're at church and stuff like that, trying to legitimize your injury and trying to disclaim Diane Rossini's report and all that kind of stuff. And you got scrutinized for that. Oh, that didn't work. Then, you had a serious story that came out, which, you know what I'm saying, people understand that, but it didn't have anything to do with the way that they felt about you as the quarterback of their team. Now, all of a sudden, here comes another story out to try to legitimize an injury. Nobody is saying that he's not hurt, but everybody can kind of see what's going on here. And I say that to say this. Derek Carr strikes me as a person that just does not like people criticizing him. He just does not like to be disliked. There are people out there that will try to go above and beyond to prove to everybody that they are a great person. They try to do the right things. They say the right things in spite the way that they actually might feel about a situation. But they do that all because everybody can come away saying, oh my goodness, he's such a nice guy. He's such a great person. Look, as a family man, a man of God, those are qualities that I feel like are most valuable. But when it comes to the quarterback position, the Saints could do better, and he leaves a lot to be desired. Plain and simple. And I'm not buying it. I'm just not. I'm not saying that he's not hurt. All I'm saying is him being hurt has absolutely nothing to do with him not being around. Dude don't want to be on the football team. He probably said that he wanted the team to restructure because it sounded good. But he didn't want the Saints to restructure his deal. The man wanted to possibly be traded or even released. But of course, you can't come out here and say that because I don't want everybody just to dislike me. But by you not being your authentic self, it just makes everybody just look at you kind of crazy. And I keep saying this to the New Orleans Saints organization because I know, look, y'all can say whatever you want. You watch your boy. I'm just telling you what the Saints fans are feeling. I'm just telling you what the Saints fans are thinking. You all can live in this echo chamber or act culturally clueless when it comes to Derek Carr if you want, and try to get this guy out here on the field and say, well, if you go out there and you play, nobody would care. You can believe that if you want to. The Saints fans are going to boo this man out of the building. It will have to take him to channel and muster up the infinity stones of Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen, along with Johnny Unitas, with that type of quarterback play and performance in order for him to get back into the good graces of the Dat Nation. And after 12 seasons, I can honestly say I don't see that happening. So they need to do this man a favor, do the Dat Nation a favor, and do themselves a favor and let this man go. Let him go. Let him go, man. But thank you all for being here. Shouts out to everybody in the chat right now. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. We're about to open up the phone lines. That's enough for me. Plain and simple. Are you buying what Derek Carr is selling? All right, that's what we're going to be talking about here. But first, I'm going to go ahead and read some of these comments. Bruce says, heck no, lies everywhere in hopes to stop the future quarterback and team success in 2025. And that's my biggest issue right there, Bruce. That's my biggest problem, because while we're waiting on the next episode of Victor Carr, on this another episode of As the Carr Turns, you are studying you're slowing down the process. All right. While you waiting on this guy and seeing what he gonna do, you can be coming up with a plan, trying to focus on Tyler Shuck, Spencer Rattler, Jake Haener, bringing maybe another veteran up in there that can compete in training camp. Messing around with this dude, okay, on some soap opera bull, because I ain't never seen nothing like this before in my life, man. I ain't seen this much drama in my 3 years at Jackson State University with that as my minor. I haven't seen that much drama watching TNT. This dude just continues to try to justify things that I must say we don't give a damn about. We don't care. Like, it's not going to change anybody's thoughts and feelings about you. As a matter of fact, it just makes people look at you even worse, because you're not putting this, in my opinion, this is my opinion, you're not putting this information out here for transparency. You're putting this information out here to make yourself look like a sympathetic figure, to make people feel bad, like, oh, man, you know, man, we need to apologize to old Derek, man, yeah, he was really hurt. No, sir. No, sir. Dude really sat there and lied in church. Alfred, thank you for the 49. Says, I'ma say it, dude. Ain't hurt. You got 40 mil. Now your season in jeopardy. You so hurt, but you had a Fresno spring game, but not at the same facility. This is why it's a waste of time. Like, I'm just saying this right now. I don't know who doing it. I ain't talking nobody in particular. But if anybody out here trying to sell that to the masses, anybody out here trying to sell that to the Who Dat Nation, shame on you. That is not the case. Come on, man. If Derek Carr wanted to be in New Orleans, he would be in New Orleans. If Derek Carr wanted to be front row center at Kellen Moore's press conference, he would have been front row center at Kellen Moore's press conference. There's no justification for that. We can sit around here and speculate and, oh, we're going to wait for this to come out. Bruh, that sometimes things are right in your face. I don't think you have to wait for it to cock back his hand and just pimp slap you across the face with it. We can see what's going on here. And there's a lot of fake, phony type energy that's going on around here. Until I'm proven otherwise, it looks fake and phony. And right now we're doing damage control, PR control, and organization PR control. That's what we're doing here. Oh, we don't want to look bad because we don't want the Who Dat Nation. We don't want fans to believe that we didn't know about the injury. Man, if he's been at your facility twice, right? And they said Ian Rappaport reported this April 11th. So this, I'm just saying. Somebody look this up. Somebody help me out here. When was Mickey Loomis's pre-draft press conference? I know it was the day before the draft is on a Wednesday, but what was that date? So if he did this on April 11th, they're saying that he was at the facility twice, right? So that means that he was there before April the 11th, in which you knew what was really going on and you didn't tell the media, or he came after April 11th, which was still close to the draft. So the last time the media talked to you, you still knew what was going on with him. So you knew this situation and you said absolutely nothing. So that's all I'm saying. When was it? When were these two times? Was it after the draft? Did he come? Did he show up in New Orleans twice after the draft? I don't believe that, man. I don't want to believe that the New Orleans Saints didn't realize the severity of this dude's injury. I don't want to believe that, man. Because if that's the case, man, that is incompetence of the highest order, bro, for them to restructure this man deal when they didn't honestly have to do it. They didn't have to restructure this dude deal. So I'm just saying, like, when did it happen? What came first, the chicken or the egg? It just doesn't make sense to me, man. Like, you knew something. When were the dates that he showed up to the facility? Doesn't make much sense, man. It doesn't justify anything. As a matter of fact, like I said, it just makes everybody just look bad in the process. Go ahead, open up the phone lines. Enough from me. Answering the question, are you buying what Derek Carr is selling? What are your thoughts on this Derek Carr situation? You know, him throwing fake footballs, realizing that he couldn't really, move his arm, which, like, I don't know, man. If you have a shoulder injury, I would believe that there will be some level of discomfort. Like, you ain't just going to wake up in the morning and be like, let me go throw today. Man, it hurt. Like, you're going to have some level of discomfort is what I'm saying. We're going to go to Jerry. Jerry, how you doing, man?
What's going on? Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, Jerry, man, you come a little bit hot, man.
That's all. I'm just leaving the church, so I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, I now you're kind of.
You hear me now?
Yeah, but you loud. You coming in muffled. You coming in muffled, man.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you, man. But you come.
I tell you, you go to the next call. I'll call back in later.
Okay, then. All right. Okay. All right. Hey, man. Yeah, Jared, call back, man. Jared sound like he. Jared sound like he on the radio. Break one down. Break one down. Break one down. Break one down. I'm over here about a pile of truck stop. I need to be. I got 2 flats. Call back. That boy Jared came in hot, boy. That boy still was hot. Man, we're gonna go to Chosen. Chosen, how you doing, man?
Oh, good, man. That boy Gerald on that CRB.
Bring one now. Bring one now.
10-4, that's a rubber ducky.
We got a runner. We got a runner, y'all police. We got a runner. We got a runner.
But nah, man. Derek Carr, hell no, I'm not buying it, TJ. And my thing is this, bro. Mm-hmm. Even if he is hurt, let's just go back for all sakes and purposes. Let's say he really is hurt. You know, bro, you brought it on yourself. Because when you did get hurt, you felt your job was threatened. So instead of sitting out, you played. So you want sympathy, look in the mirror, bro. Like, you only got yourself to blame if that is the case. And my thing is, was you hurt when you was shopping to be traded? When you're looking to be traded, that trade ain't come through. Not you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden you got injured now. Like, it's just like I say, I'm not. You could be hurt, but to what extent, that's up in the air. And I feel like if you are hurt, it's still on you, because when you did get hurt a couple seasons ago, last season, instead of sitting out and letting it heal, you force yourself back. So you kind of you're doing it to yourself, bro. Everything is all self-inflicted. And don't nobody care. You want to try to play the victim game. You want to go to your church and you telling everybody this. What's understood don't gotta be, explained. So if you really hurt, then why you going, going the extra mile and going to the lengths and going to here and trying to move heaven to earth to get somebody to believe you, and all these articles coming out when really, bro, we really don't care. Now, if you was doing what you was supposed to do when you got hurt, then maybe we'll be around here. Oh, Derek, man, you got to hurry up and get back. We need you. Obviously, bro, I don't see a difference. I hurt Derek Carr, a healed Derek Carr. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
now, I'm not wishing nothing bad on him, man. And I wrote that on X. Derek Carr, if you're hurt, then I wish you a speedy recovery. I don't wish that on nobody. Still got to provide. Yep. But also, I thought it was a tactic by the organization to try to put it out there like he hurt, because they know we're going into another downfall season. And I felt like that was their way to cop out of them missing on signing Derek Carr in the free agency. I just felt like it was a little plot twist to try to hurry up and get them off their back. Well, let's go in and say he hurt. That'll buy him another year until his deal's over with and we can get out of here. No harm, no foul.
Yep.
We're not falling for that, bro. We're not falling for these fans are smart, and I'm tired of them trying to play on our top, bro. We don't know what's going on, bro. So long story short, I don't believe it. If he is hurt, like say he is, I wish him a speedy recovery. But you're doing too much to try to prove you hurt, bro. If you hurt, then just be hurt and heal and come back and let your play do the talking. But right now, you doing more trying to convince us you're hurt than trying to get better. So nah, I'm not feeling that, TJ.
Yeah, look, Chose, I'm not feeling it too, and I'm just muting you because I can hear myself in the background. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and respond to this. I agree with what you're saying, and I just think that it goes back to what I'm saying, and I've said this on countless occasions. Derek Carr does not like to be unliked by anybody. Like, he's one of those people that will go above and beyond if he knows that somebody don't like him. Like, it could be 100 people in the room and 99 of them can like him. And that one person can be like, nah, man, ain't my cup of tea. He'll try to do everything that he can to try to make that one person like accept him. And that's just the biggest issue, man, because it just makes everything worse, bro. Like, you're not going to win anybody over by coming out here saying this. Okay, but I'm injured. Okay, bro, you injured. Nah, you don't understand. I'm really injured. Like, my shoulder was hurting. I was in real pain. That's the reason why I couldn't play in the fourth quarter. Okay, bro, we got you. Nah, seriously, man, it don't look like you believe. Like, that is what he's on right now, man. And like I said, man, like, he doesn't want to be here. I know most Saints fans don't want this dude to be here. So I just think they need to cut their losses. And like I said, I don't know if Mickey Loomis is just out here just doing stuff like, just kind of saving face, or like he ain't serious, like behind the scenes. But if he put this dude out here, if he up here talking about, oh, this man gonna be the starter, you put this dude out here, I guarantee you, Saints fans gonna check out. Like you said, they playing with the Saints fans top. They playing with our minds, and they believe that we're going to show up and we're going to support this team no matter what they try to put out there. And I'm telling you, man, like, fans are going to check out. They'll probably still watch the team, but they ain't about to go up in there and be trying to sit there and subject themselves to that nonsense. Like, They just have to realize that, man.
Right. And the whole thing with me, TJ, bro, like, I feel like, why would you want that from a quarterback supposed to be a leader? If you worried about what everybody says, that's the problem. That's bulletin board material. Let's pull up some stuff on Derek Carr. Let's get him to freeze under pressure. That means you can't handle criticism. You can't handle, you know what I'm saying? You can't handle critiques and everything. You want somebody that can tune out the noise. If you worried about that, which, like you said, it ain't doing nothing but exposing bad stuff and showing you more reasons why we don't need him. If he worried about trying to convince us to that, if you that thin skin, bro, you can't make it. Like, you're not gonna make it. Like, we know what this fan base represents, and we know how the NFL fans in general, they talk trash, they got their comments, everybody got their opinions. And if you trying to sit here and prove everybody wrong, you listen to the outside noise, bro, you already lost.
Yep.
You lost already. You know what I'm saying? So Derek, just keep it. He need to just keep it is what it is. His team or his AR or whoever, they doing a horrible job. They need to just stop. They do better than letting this die down, letting mini camp and let training camp go through, let the season start. If you hurt, you hurt. Maybe give an update every once in a while, but you don't have to go out your way, bro. Like, you're doing too much. I never heard from no injury have I ever heard, bro. Correct me if I'm wrong, about somebody going this hard to try to let people know that I'm hurt. Like, bro, who you trying to convince at this point? Us or yourself?
Yeah, that's what I'm on. That's what I'm on. Like, you should have just put it out there and just left it alone. But
left it alone. You instead of bothering it, you making yourself look guilty. Like, bro, why you keep bringing that up? It's almost like when them TJ, you know how your cartoons when the undercover guy wearing the wire. Hey, so you got the drugs? Tammy Williams, you got the drugs, right? You're like, bro, why you keep saying my name? Like, you acting weird. Like, instead of saying I'm hurt, like, bro, what you want, bro? Like you keep mentioning it, like okay, we get it. Like you said earlier, we get it. You hurt, but now you don't understand. I'm really, really hurt. Like okay, we get it.
Right, yeah,
Like
we get it. Like there ain't nothing more needs to be said here. But but you keep on putting these stories out here, and I'm saying you because trust me, these stories would not exist without your consent. You're the one that blew the whistle
right.
when it came to like you possibly missing the 2025 season. This was you in church, and you know what I'm saying. This is also you and your brother telling Jane Slater. Look, look, man. Look, come on, man.
Man, you in media, you know how it works. I know you
Come
know the
on, bro.
politics
Like,
of it.
come
I
on,
know.
man. Come on, man.
That's what they say, bro. They think we just people who you don't know what this fan base know, bro. Like we not green, and
Yep.
you got people like you, TJ, who know the ins and out of this business.
Man, look,
Like
bro. These
like come
people
on,
talk,
bro.
man. These people talk. You can connect the dots, man. Like,
Right.
yeah, your brother, his brother out there on NFL Network. You know what I'm saying? Like putting like little cryptic messages out there. And now James Slater, like, oh, according to the source, like, man, come on, bro. The
We know
source,
who the source is.
like,
Yeah.
man, the source is in catering with you at lunchtime and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we own, but. Hey man, but Chosen, I appreciate it. I got a couple more calls to get to.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, look, call back anytime. It's always a pleasure to speak with you, man.
Yes, sir. I'm enjoying the rest of the show. Who that?
All right, who that? Yeah, shouts out to Chosen, man. Shouts out to him. But yeah, man, like say what you gotta say, keep it moving. That's it. Like you ain't gotta keep on trying to justify that. Like to me, man, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, but like I said, I just and also before I get to cool sports, people acting like this is like new behavior for Derek Carr. Like it's not. I keep telling everybody when he played for the Raiders, Josh McDaniels was the head coach. Josh McDaniels wasn't very happy with the play of Derek Carr. So what did he do? He benched him. He said he gonna go with another quarterback, right? Did Derek Carr sit on a bench like Kirk Cousins did when the Falcons benched him for Michael Penix and say, you know what? I know I got benched, but I want to make sure that I help this young player be prepared to play on Sunday because it helps the team. Did he do that? No. What happened? Oh, he went home. Now, just like these stories, little stories start to come out. Oh, he didn't go home on his own. The Raiders sent him home. Bruh, come on, man. Come on, man. Cool sports. What's going on?
What's happening, TJ?
Man, nothing much, man. What you got for us?
Man, I'm not buying what Derek Carr is selling, man. Man, I'm ready for the Derek Carr era to be over with.
I think a lot of people are, man.
Yeah, I know, and a lot of the Derek Carr supporters saying well he's the better quarterback out of between him, Shuck, and Rattler. But at this point, I don't care. I don't care.
Thank you.
If our season is not as good as it could be, even if Derek Carr was starting, I don't care about that. I'm ready for that Derek Carr era to be done with because I want us to move forward. And Derek Carr is holding us back, man. It's just causing too much drama, man.
Yeah. Thank you very much for telling us and saying what I've been trying to just put all together for this episode. Nobody cares. Like coming up here, man, well, Derek Carr threw for 2,100, 15 and 5, and the Saints only won 5 games, and Derek Carr with the start. Who cares? Like, seriously, Saints fans are at the point. I don't know about everybody, but the ones I talk to, they're at the point like, man, I just want to see what these young guys can do. And if they don't work out, then guess what? Let's just look at the 2026 draft and see if we can get ourselves a quarterback in the first round. That's what they on. Like nobody care, man. Like they up here thinking, oh man, he's our best chance of going to the Super Bowl, the playoff. Man, knock it off.
Man, we ain't going to no Super Bowl. We ain't going to no Super Bowl with Derek Carr.
Man, knock it off.
We see why the Raiders got rid of him though. We see even though he led the Raiders to a couple of winning seasons, they knew what time it was that he wasn't gonna get him over the hump, man. Like and yeah, he's not a real team leader. Man, we see by his actions that he doesn't put the team first. It's all about him, and he's like he blames. He's quick to blame other people. Like remember when he was going at Chris Olave and saying you kind of see how Derek Carr is. He's just not a good leader, man. Like he's not going to get a team to a Super Bowl. You got to be able to lead and galvanize the team to be able to get him over the hump. But
they're cool sports. I want people to understand this. There are people that will carry themselves like a leader. They would be in the front like a leader. They would even sound like a leader. They can say things to you that can galvanize like you and everybody else around you. But they still will have tendencies of proving that they're not a leader. If it came down to them or you, they're going to choose themselves. When leaders are true leaders, they are going to do what's for the greater good. And if that means that they have to fall on the sword for the betterment of the team, they're going to do that. Derek Carr, to me, Derek Carr is like an actor who is portraying a role. Like he portrays the role of what a true leader is supposed to be.
Right.
But,
exactly. Yeah.
But it's a role. I'm not saying he doesn't have leadership qualities, but when it comes down, like true leaders to me, cool is you are willing to sacrifice for the entire team all the time, even if that means you have to eliminate yourself or take yourself out of the equation.
Exactly.
He's not willing to do that. He's not willing to do it.
He's too worried about how he looks towards other people. He don't want to be he don't want to be the bad guy. He don't want to be the bad guy.
Yep, absolutely, man. That he does not want to be the bad guy. That's what it all comes down to. He is a people pleaser. He tries to do everything that makes people get on his side. Man, like I said, he just can't stand it. He's like one of those people that probably read articles or probably hear something and just can't let it go. So he got to go above and beyond or try to make people feel bad about talking about him. And that to me, it shows a sign of a person that has a fragile and weak ego, bro.
Yeah, you're right about that. Just like he was basically talking about Diana Rossini when he was giving that lecture in church about saying some woman on social media. I'm saying if she was just giving her honest opinion of what she thought. I'm saying, but he paying attention to that kind of stuff though, because he's thin-skinned, basically, being thin-skinned.
Yep. And that's why I feel like some of these articles and some of these like sources are coming from is because they're trying to justify his way of thinking because the narrative is leaning away from him and he wants to bring it back. That's all it comes down to. And that's in my opinion. Yeah, I'm just saying. You got anything else, man?
Man, my last thing is I kind of wish we can trade him. I don't know how possible it would be, but to me it'd be nice to. I know the Steelers are desperate for a quarterback. Like I kind of wish we could trade him to the Steelers for maybe a few draft picks or something, man. You know what I'm saying? Just get rid of him and be done with it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I think they could have had a opportunity to try to trade him, but I don't know. I don't understand why. I don't understand why they tried to restructure him. I think that the Saints at times they're loyal to guys to a fault. They feel like sometimes they owe guys something because they gave them their word, but the NFL is a business, man. People go back on their word all the time, right? That's why these guys sign these 5-year deals. Do we see these guys like being on these teams for 5 years and reaping all of the rewards of what they contract entailed or giving them the opportunity? No, it doesn't work like that. Like sometimes you make bad business deals. That's like you're going to make bad decisions in life. I just think that is absolutely ridiculous that you try to double and triple down on bad decisions. Like it just makes the situation and matters worse that you don't want to acknowledge what is right in front of you. And what's right in front of you is plain and simple. I mean, we all can see it. Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder could see it. This dude don't want to be here because if he did, cool, then he would be here. Plain and simple.
Exactly, yeah. And why have somebody here that don't want to be here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the front office decisions, in particular, Mickey Loomis, that's what's hurting the team. That's why we not contenders right now, because he's not doing a good job making decisions.
Nope.
But that's part of the reason anyway. But
people like this is what it comes down to. It's about trying to prove people wrong versus trying to do what is right. They are spending most of their time, from my personal assessment. I gotta continue to drive that home. They care more about proving people wrong than getting things right. And when you're at that point, you're never going to win anything. You're not. You're not. Because the real true leaders, the real true winners, they are willing to adapt. They're willing to acknowledge what they do wrong. They're willing to acknowledge their mistakes to correct them. And that's the reason why you see these teams like Philadelphia and Baltimore and Green Bay and all these other teams that just constantly get it right through the draft and executive decisions, because they're willing to say, I was wrong, and they're willing to take risk. But I digress, man. I digress.
Yeah, well, hopefully, like you've been saying, hopefully Kellen Moore, maybe Kellen Moore would be good enough to do like Sean Payton and overcome those shortcomings from our front office. But we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see, man, and hope, because we know that Loomis ain't going anywhere. We know he's gonna be here, man. So hopefully he can get it right. But thank you, I appreciate it. Cool, man. Thank you for chiming in, man. It's not all the time I get opportunity to speak with you, man. I see your comments all the time in the chat, and I really do appreciate the support, man.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, I'm always be a supporter, man. I'll keep checking you out and talk to you again soon.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, take it easy.
Yeah. Yeah, shouts out to Cool, man. Cool Sports. He's always in the chat, man. I always see him. But it's pretty cool to finally get an opportunity to speak with him, man. Thank y'all so much for being here. Topic of conversation for those that just tuned in: are you buying what Derek Carr is selling? All right, we got the phone lines open, and we're discussing this particular topic. We're gonna go to Lehigh. Lehigh, how you doing?
What's up, buddy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. How you doing?
I'm pretty good, sir. Want to let you know that I've been checking you out for a few years now.
Yeah,
I'm a big who that, just like you.
Yeah, man, appreciate that. Thank you.
I know you on the Derek Carr subject, but I had a question for you though.
Oh man, look. When I open up the phone line, going any direction you want, man. What you got for us?
I got I've been checking out my Instagram and all my Saints stuff. I've been seeing, seems like they trying to promote the new quarterback Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he more polished than Rattler coming out?
Man, a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel like he's much better, and a lot of scouts felt like he was even better than Cam Ward. Like, he was the number one quarterback on a lot of teams' draft boards. I don't know. We see this all the time, man. Like, they talk about these measurables, they talk about these RAS scores, and athleticism and all that, but it all comes down to what you can do between those white lines. I mean, he has some good qualities. Spencer Rattler has some really good qualities. So that's the reason why you got to have this competition. I don't know if he's going to be better than Spencer Rattler. Only time will tell, but he does have a lot of upside, but he has a lot of things he has to work on as well. And that can possibly frustrate Saints fans, if he can't get it together. But I think he's coming in the right way.
Yeah, I was just wanting to check that out because I was kind of feeling Rattler. He got a strong arm and everything. He was looking good.
Yeah.
We need an offensive line type stuff, but I just thought maybe, I don't know. I hope he can win the job. That's what I was thinking.
I mean, I just want what's fair, right? I say this. Spencer Rattler is going to have to play out his freaking mind to beat out Tyler Shuck. Like, if it's like
that's
one of those,
if
it's Lehigh, if it's like one of those situations where if it's one of those situations where they like neck and neck like I was with Jake Hayner and Spencer Rattler, then it's going to be they're going to give it to Tyler Shuck because he's the guy that was drafted. He is a Kellen Moore guy. He was the one that Kellen Moore went out here, researched and did all the research on, and he's going to end up starting. So Spencer Rattler is going to have to really improve from year one to year two to get this starting job.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But let me ask you this. What do you think about the whole Derek Carr situation? Are you buying what he's selling? Do you believe what he's saying about the shoulder injury?
I ain't with that Derek Carr mess. It seemed like a lot of drama queen type of stuff. But man, it's time for it to be over with. I'm like, hey, I'm a real Saints fan. It's time for it to be over with.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that a lot of Saints fans kind of feel the same way. And look, this ain't even just about Saints fans. I think it's about Derek too, because I just think that the damage has been done, man. I think that it's going to take a lot for him to be able to build that bridge back up in order to be considered, a fan favorite, within a Who Dat Nation. So if I'm the Saints organization, I just think that they may need to cut ties with him. They may not want to do that, but I feel like that's probably what's going to be best for business. Oh, you got anything else, man?
Nah, I just want to let you know. I follow you on. I think you're still on X too, right?
Yeah, I'm on X, man.
I ain't seen
TJY
you drop
Jones
that
8,
in a
man.
second, but yeah, I got you on X. I see you every time you drop something on there. But I've been following you, like your show. I'm with you, man.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
I appreciate it.
In the comment.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, Leon. Yeah, appreciate it, man.
I'm gonna stay on there.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, just been focusing, man, on. Yeah, just been focused on. I coach my son football team.
I had one more thing for you.
Go ahead.
I know you from. I think you from South Carolina and all that, right?
Nah, I'm from New Orleans. I stay in South Carolina.
Yeah. I mean, you from New Orleans. You live in South Carolina. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You be going down there to that Senior Bowl down there. I'll be checking you out.
Yeah, man. Be going down to Mobile. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm from, Mobile.
Okay, man. Hey, man. Shouts out to Mobile, man. Hey, they got a lot of Saints fans out there, man. Every time I come out there, man.
That's where the home at, man. I think we got more Saints fans than in New Orleans. In Mobile, for real.
Hey, man. Yeah, like I get a lot of love out there, man. A lot of people support the show, and every time every time like I come down there, it's like around the Mardi Gras time. So, man, people want me to come and meet up with them. So, shouts out, man. Shouts out to the city of Mobile, and man, appreciate you supporting the show, man. And call back anytime.
I'm on. Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Take care.
Peace out.
Yeah. Man, shouts out to Lehigh, man. Shouts out to Mobile, man. A lot of saying he not lying. Not lying, man. A lot of Mobile Saints fans, for real. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna move on to Jerry by CB Radio. Jerry, how you doing? Breaking 1-9. Got 2 flat tires.
Look, TJ, I'll tell you like my dad always tell me, let's try this again.
Yeah, try this again from the top. How you doing, man? How you doing?
How you doing this evening, TJ?
Hey, man, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great, man. Just talking about this, Derek Carr, or anything you want to talk about Saints related, man. What you got for us tonight?
Well, TJ, you already know where I'm going with this.
I think I do.
Now, please don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't have a problem with Derek Carr as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a problem with Derek Carr as our quarterback.
Mm.
And with this,
me too.
With these injuries he's having and everything, cut ties with that dude, man. I can't with this dude, bruh.
Yeah,
I can't. I can't do it, bruh.
No. I feel the same way, and I agree with you. Like where you started, your first statement, you said, "I don't have nothing against Derek Carr the person." Neither do I. I have no problem with Derek Carr as a person. He's a family man. He's a God-fearing man. 2 qualities that I hold near and dear to me. Everybody know how much I love my wife and my son. Everybody knows I love the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Heard my cry, pity every groan. You get what I'm saying? Just hit him to his throne. Hey, but at the same time, we talking about X's and O's, not the Holy Ghost. You feel me? And this dude leaves a lot. And this dude leaves a lot to be desired, man. For real, I'm serious, man. That's all it comes down to. Like, this type of behavior is not good. It's not good for himself. No, it's not good for the organization. Like you got to cut ties, man. And coming out here trying to justify why you hurt, man, it just makes everything just look, man, it makes it look bad, man. Dude, like, on the real.
Well, TJ, we just tired of this roller coaster, bro. And one day it go up, and next thing you know it go down. I'm like, I mean, just give it up, man. I mean, dude, just cut ties with this dude. We done. We take that thing to the junkyard. Get tow trucks out there and just tow him away. Do something.
I don't know, man.
Ooh, look, I'll do you one better. I don't know. Shout out to T Dirt. I think he's still in the chat. Go get that forklift and lift them out of here.
And I just think they just need to cut ties, man. I don't think he was too. I don't think he was too. I don't think he was just too. I don't think he was happy with them restructuring this deal.
No.
And the crazy thing about it is, we heard it at the end of the season that he was asked about a restructure. He said he didn't mind the restructure, right? But I guess when they actually did it, like, dang, they actually did it. I guess it was like he was just trying to say something that maybe, you know what I'm saying, like just sound right. Okay, I'm just taking one for the team. Mm-hmm. But dude don't want to be here, man. Too many signs that indicate that he doesn't want to be here for me, man. Exactly,
TJ. Now I didn't get a chance to talk about this on Monday night. I know everybody else covered it, but on Tyler Shug, I like that dude, man, because he's doing a whole lot more in New Orleans than he is with Derek Carr. I think they were saying something about that he went to one of the restaurants and it sure as hell ain't Chipotle like where Derek Carr go to.
Yeah, it wasn't Chipotle. It wasn't that.
It was a New Orleans atmosphere restaurant he went to.
Yeah, and let me say this, Jerry. I know a lot of people that probably watching this that probably not Saints fans. They like, what's the big deal? I want people to understand this, right? Like fan bases are different everywhere. Exactly. Like I often say this on this show. If you love New Orleans, it's gonna love you back. And I don't mean like, I just love New Orleans. I mean like showing that you like people want to feel like you are not acting as if you're beyond reproach. Like for example, like Alvin Kamara. Like you would randomly see Alvin Kamara walking by himself through the French Quarter. This is Alvin freaking Kamara. You know what I'm saying? Like taking like Teddy Bridgewater taking a bike to the Ninth Ward to play a pickup football game with the community.
Exactly.
No, like that's what people want. Like people want you to ingratiate yourself in the culture and in the community. Yes. That's the reason why Cam freaking Jordan is going to be honored tomorrow. They're going to give him his own freaking day. Like that's because he's from Arizona, spent most of his childhood in Minnesota because of his dad, Steve Jordan, playing tight end. But when he was drafted by the Saints, he's not only just black and gold when it comes to the uniform, like he's in the community, and this man deserves that, and he's well respected because of that. Like you see, if you watch Cam Jordan on social media, Cam Jordan all up in the end. He ain't just like at these little fancy upscale play. This man be in the trenches, and that's what people want to see. They want to feel like if I'm in a foxhole, you're gonna be in there with me. Exactly. And he carries himself like he did us a favor. But in reality, if you look at the way that his career was teetering, the Saints did him a favor. Facts.
Exactly.
But, hey, man, that's just me.
And TJ, I agree with everything you said about Cam Jordan. I mean, the dude did it all. You know, his 14 years he's been with the Saints. I mean, on and off the field. I mean, doing stuff for the community. You know, helping with youth football and everything and all that. I mean, hey, much respect to that dude.
Yep. And that's the reason why. Like that's the reason why he should be man of the year.
And see, that's something that Derek Carr don't have in him. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said from the beginning, nothing wrong with him as a person, but as a quarterback, I do.
Yep.
So, and like you say, if New Orleans loves you, if you love New Orleans will love you back.
Yep.
But trust me and believe me, because I visit New Orleans a lot every year.
Yep.
Trust me and believe me. I mean, that city, I love to come visit. Even though I'm almost an hour and a half away here from Gulfport. They are it's home, bro.
Yep.
It's like home away from home.
Yep.
That's something that Derek Carr don't have in him. He don't have the culture like we do, like Saints fans in the chat, like you do, like everybody else that's from New Orleans. He don't have that culture. Right. Don't.
It's like even if you go back to his to his earlier press conference when he first joined the team, and they was asking about stuff that was just New Orleans related. I don't know anything about that. I'm from such and such Texas. I don't, like.
No, he's from California.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Like that right there just shows like people like, man, what you got to tell me where you from for? What they got to do in anything? It's like you looking down on somebody's culture or whatever, and and man, people from New Orleans don't care. Like, people don't care how star-studded you are. I was talking to my mom earlier today, as I picked packing up from school.
Mama Jones?
Yeah, so we were talking. I was like, I said, man, New Orleans is just a different place. Like, New Orleans don't get starstruck by celebrities. Like, they just don't. Like, most of them feel like they celebrities. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like they are big and keen on loyalty. Like, if you show loyalty to New Orleans, like that's the one thing that they value. Not, oh man, such and such walked past me and shook my hand. Like, man, they don't care about that. They want to know that you're loyal, right? Man, I went to New Orleans, man. That's one of my favorite cities to go to.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they own. Not like,
Definitely.
I can't believe they just shook my hand. Nah, bro. Like, you got to show loyalty to New Orleans. If you act like you uppity or whatever like this, oh, you got a crawfish in your head. Like, you may not want to eat it, but like they gonna look at you like you crazy.
Right. Hey, trust me and believe me, TJ, because like I said, I visit New Orleans every year. Only reason because my dad stay in Kenner, but he's from Gulfport also. I always love to come over to Kenner and Metairie and those particular areas.
Right.
Love coming to visit there, like during on weekends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I know that culture. I even went to Saints games at the Superdome before they changed it to the Caesar Superdome. I met Lance Moore doing an interview like a few years ago. If some of y'all haven't seen it, yes, I did do an interview with Lance Moore.
Right, that's pretty cool.
Yes, I did. Didn't even know the man was in disguise, TJ. I didn't know who it was at first, but I kept looking at the eyes. I'm like, wait a minute, that looks like Lance Moore. And my dad and I both, we met him because he played with Pittsburgh too. And I know he played his career with New Orleans. So that was a cool experience right there, bro. Meeting Lance Moore and doing the things he did for this team, helping them get a Super Bowl. I'm always gonna cherish that.
Yeah. Like I say, you do something for New Orleans, you show your loyalty. Like they gonna love you back, man.
And look, and TJ, not only that, I even met Michael Lewis. I met Tyrone Hughes. I even met Joe Horn.
Man, I think, man, if I'm not, Tyrone Hughes was my PE teacher. Like when I was in 9th grade at Douglas High School, man, he was out there. He also was like one of the assistant coaches out there, man. So
gotcha.
Yeah, man. Like, man, shouts out to Tyrone Hughes. Yeah, man. Look, man, people just want to feel like, like I said, you not act like you up here and they down here. And if you do that, then they gonna show you some love, man. Jerry, you got anything else, man?
No, TJ, that's all I got, man. Glad I was able to come on, even though I was leaving from the church earlier, but no, it was my Bluetooth speaker that was in the car.
Oh, nah, man, it's all good, man. Look, I completely understand. Look,
but dude, as soon as I got in the car, bro, I mean, you just dropped the link. I said I was just getting ready to come on. I said, oh, yeah.
I was like, man, you came in that thing hot, boy. I was like, oh,
break one.
Like, yeah. Man, got on the mic. Man. We got a mic like my old elementary school. Jeez, rest in peace to Mr. Jackson.
Oh, Lord.
If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me.
I know about those school speakers at the school. Been there, done that.
But Jerry, man, thank you so much, man. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. And man, we're gonna talk again, man. Have a good night, man.
You take care of yourself, you and your family, and you be blessed. And everybody in the chat, much love to y'all. Ain't nothing but love over here. Ain't nothing but love from me, from yours truly, bruh.
Yeah, man. And nothing but love from myself and my family to you, man. Thank you so much. Have a good and blessed night, brother.
You too, TJ. You be blessed.
All right. Yeah, shouts out to Jerry, man. Coming from the church house, man, to try to talk to us a little bit about these Saints, man. Let's see. M. Dot, thank you very much for the $4.99. Maybe a crazy question, but if Carr is gone, could Mike T come back or has that ship sailed? I'll say as he starts to get older and dealing with those injuries, I think the ship probably indeed is sailed. I think that more than likely, yeah, that ship is sailed, man. I think that he too open, too real about certain things, and like I said, I think the Saints they like certain type of players. I mean, I'm not even saying think anymore. When Mickey Loomis comes out here and has a post draft press conference and talks about their type of players and what they like, and sometimes players' behavior like kind of shies them away from them because they're not their type of guys. I'm paraphrasing, but when you hear that type of stuff, man, they ain't the type of energy they want to be on. They ain't the type of energy they want to be on. I ain't saying they ain't got no. I ain't saying they ain't got no tough guys on the team, man. But all I'm saying is like they want a certain type of player, man. With Mike T on, nah, they don't want that, man. I'm gonna open up the phone line for one more call. Goofy, if you want to call in, feel free to do so. He gonna be our last call of the night. All right, everybody else, we're gonna have plenty more episodes like this. Like I said, I mean, probably going forward, unless like I got him like on a time restriction or something like that, I'll be opening up the phone lines going forward, man. So we'll be having topics and you'll be able to talk about everything that you want to talk about pertaining to the Saints. All right. So we're gonna be doing that going forward. So if I ain't get you tonight on this episode, then I'll get you next time. He been away from the game too long. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think so. I think so, man. Yeah, I think he been away from the game just a tad bit too long, man. So, all right, we got Jordan Dog. Jordan, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. What you got for us, man? Thanks for chiming in.
I mean, at this point, I'm just looking at it. I'm like, oh my god, it's Derek Carr again. It's like at this point, I'm just so desensitized about it. It's just like, I mean, sure, he's a good family man. He got good values.
Right. Yeah, those are important, man.
He's a Christian. I mean, he's all that, but as a quarterback, though,
yeah,
polarizing.
Yep. Yeah. Look,
Because
I agree, Jordan. When you are a quarterback, you got to carry yourself a different way. But do you think like it has a lot to do with maybe Drew Brees? Like, we see Drew Brees all those years and how great he was and how he did certain things the right way. What do you think about that? You think that's probably
I think our perception on that is that we had some good quarterback in Drew Brees. He had good judgment. I mean, he was a good family man. I mean, he showed great character and just there's just some quarterbacks you look at and it's like, for example, look at Aaron Rodgers, for example. I mean, if you look at Derek Carr from Aaron Rodgers, I think Aaron Rodgers is much worse than Derek Carr.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I mean, when it comes to like, ego and personality and stuff like that, I definitely would agree. I would take Derek Carr over Aaron Rodgers. I will say that.
But it's just his commitment to this team is somewhat wishy-washy.
Yeah.
It's just it's like he's just there for the paycheck and not for the culture, embracing the whole city of New Orleans and stuff. I feel like that first vibe he gave off when he first came to New Orleans and he decided to eat at Chipotle. I mean, it was questionable. I mean, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
But at the time, we didn't question it much, but
but I think maybe in a different city, like if you was to say that Jordan, if you would have said that at a Giants press conference, nobody probably would have cared. You know,
No.
they don't care about this stuff because they don't value like certain things like this. Like they're a hardcore sports town, so all they care about if you can sling it on Sundays. But
Yeah.
like I said, it goes back to what I was saying. Like you can't just work in New Orleans. Like you got to like be embedded
Embrace.
in the city. Like you have to be that way. Like that's the only way the city is going to embrace you.
Yeah.
And by you
Exactly.
like not only eating at Chipotle, but also not really fully ingratiating yourself into the city, like
To the
it just
culture, to the people,
yeah.
to the, you know, I mean, you have to be ingrained in that. I mean, it's just,
Mhm.
that's
Yep.
just, that's just a thing, you know?
Yeah.
That's how it is down here, you know?
Yep.
You
Yeah.
embrace the city, you embrace everything, you put the whole city on your back. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yep,
look
man.
at Drew Brees. Look at Drew Brees.
Yep.
He's a model example of what, we expect players to be. You
Yep.
know, a guy who can contribute to not only the team, but to the city itself.
Yep. That's the truth. Yeah. I mean, and that's the reason why if Drew Brees step foot in New Orleans, he can step foot in New Orleans and don't even have a wallet. You know, like I mean, most of the stuff restaurants he owned, but I'm just saying if he was to go into a restaurant that somebody else owns, and like, oh man, it's Drew Brees, like they just happy that you step foot in there.
Well,
It's because it
everywhere Drew Brees goes, it's like he's well
yep,
celebrated around Louisiana. He's just that kind of guy, you
yep,
know. And
yeah,
I
he's a
feel like
big guy.
it's a tall task for a person to be, like Drew Brees.
Yep,
It's really hard because Drew laid the foundation for this.
yep, mm-hmm,
And I
yep,
feel like, it's just a slap in the face when we have a person like Derek Carr who doesn't embrace the culture like other players do.
yeah,
Or don't take accountability or responsibility for you know anything.
yeah. Yeah, it's not. It's definitely uncharted territory for a lot of Saints fans who grew up watching Drew Brees play the quarterback at the highest level. Also conducted himself in such a professional manner. Uh, every time, I can't even say more times than not. Every time, like you never really caught Drew Brees like lacking when it came to professionalism. I mean, there were games where Drew Brees didn't play his best, but I
No.
mean, he always took accountability for that. He always bounced back and played much better. And, he always held himself accountable, even when he
Yep.
wasn't the reason why the team lost. And when you
Exactly.
see stuff like that throughout the years, you expect for the future quarterbacks to kind of follow suit. And when they don't look like that, Jordan, then that's the reason why a lot of people kind of turn their heads because we all
Yep.
want the best. Like in life, we all want the best. If we were given the best and somebody like gives us the worst, we're not going to accept that because we're so
Right.
used to having the best. And you don't get any better than Drew Brees. I mean, that was pure quality right there. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be
Drew
a
was
while.
once
Yeah.
a time of a quarterback, bro. Like
Yep.
you're gonna have quarterbacks that are different. Look at Tom Brady. Look
Mm-hmm.
at Peyton Manning. I
Yep.
mean, there's a lot of quality quarterbacks.
Yep.
Not all of them are gonna be the same. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
there's a certain quality of a quarterback that everyone expects. You know, to be good.
Yeah. I agree, man. I mean,
And for a guy who like the quarterback is the most important position in the National Football League.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the
If you
quarterback's attitude can really affect how the locker room, does.
yeah. Yeah.
And
It,
how you know you saw it with Drew Brees. You saw
yep.
the impact. I mean, all the guys around him. I mean, everybody respected him because he knew what he was doing and professionally, and people respect him outside of that.
Yeah, and when you have that epitome of professionalism and great quarterback play, it's kind of hard for you to look at anything other than that. But Jordan, I want to say thank you, man. Appreciate you calling in. Man, feel free to call back anytime, man. We can talk football together.
No problem. I kind of enjoy talking football. Just
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, feel free, man. Like, feel free to go into the chat and also call back anytime, man. Enjoy talking to you.
me too.
All right, take care. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Jordan, man. Yeah, man. I agree. When you have quarterback play like that, when it comes to Drew Brees, like it's kind of hard for you to look at anything else and be like, oh, this can't be attainable. This can't happen. Like because you've seen it played at a high level. You've seen professionalism at a high level. You've seen accountability at a high level. So it's kind of hard when you look at somebody else and be trying to, justify bad decisions and blame other people and deflect and all that. Like it's kind of hard for you to accept that because that's not what you really used to. I know some of y'all not used to that. Like y'all ain't never seen that before from a quarterback. Let's see. That's another thing. Number 9 ain't suiting up again, but we don't need no more Wade Wilsons or Aaron Brooks or JT O'Sullivan. I agree, man. Look, Drew Brees will never suit up again in the National Football League. But like I said, he left his footprints in that sand, and when you know better, you do better. Before Drew Brees came along, not much better was happening in New Orleans. Like you had little flashes of hope and some good feelings, but he gave you good feeling after good feeling, right? And it's a feeling that you really don't want to go away. And in some cases, like we kind of took for granted. When he left, it's kind of like, okay, man, we good now. Like all we need is this, that, and the third. But we found out in short order that like number 9 was way more special than we even imagined. I think number 9, like, I mean, when you think about the way that the front office has been since Drew Brees has retired, when you think about some of the play from the offensive line, the way that it has been since Drew Brees retired, some of these players, how they, just jags since Drew Brees retired, like you realize and understand and see how important Drew Brees was, not just on the field, off the field, preparation, etc. Who that, TJ? What's your thoughts on Taysom Hill? Do you think he is part of Kellen Moore's plan? I think he can be, but if you was to ask me, like, if you put Kellen Moore on a polygraph test, be like, do you need Taysom Hill? He'll probably, if he says yes, he probably would fail. I mean, Taysom Hill is a great weapon, a great asset, but Taysom Hill is about 34, 35 years old, and coming off an ACL injury, and I don't think if he's a part of his plan, he probably just made him that way. But I don't think he's going into the season like how Clint Kubiak was, like Taysom Hill about to be our guy. You utilize Taysom Hill like he 22-year-old Christian McCaffrey or something. I think Carr should stop the cap, get his fake shoulder right, play a game or two, and let one of them young boys take his spot. He just needs to go out there and help get the nerves out of the youngster. Yeah, says Ike Turner. Well, Ike, look, check this out, man. Some people embrace competition and some people shy away from it. But this kind of strikes me as like a fighter who's a good fighter, right? I want a lot of fights. Kyron, we closing up the phone line for the night, man. Closing up the phone line for the night. I'll get you on next episode, brother. I'll get you on the next episode. But it's like a fighter, right? It's like a fighter where you're boxing and they win a bunch of fights, and then all of a sudden they like, Okay, man. So you're the welterweight champion of the world. Yeah, I sure am, man. I'm the best welterweight in the world, man. Can't nobody fight me. Well, there's this one guy who is 27-0 with 23 knockouts, and he wants to fight you. Man, I'll fight anybody, any place, anytime, anywhere. Then walk away from the podium. And then you think the next fight gonna be those two individuals, and it doesn't happen. I say that to say this. Some people embrace competition, some people shy away from it. And there's always gonna be an excuse, like, oh man, I had to fight my mandatory, right? Something like that. You know, if you're a boxing fan, you know what I'm talking about. I gotta fight my mandatory. You know, like, man, look, some people like competition, some people don't. And some people gonna try to justify, and some people gonna try to justify you know, the reason why they can't do what they do. Y'all sleep on no, ain't nobody sleep on Taysom. There's two questions. Okay, there was a question that was asked. The question was, does Taysom Hill fit into Kellen Moore's game plan? I said probably not. Probably not. I mean, he can find a place for him. Had nothing to do with sleeping on anybody. All right. I want to make that very clear. I'm not saying that Taysom Hill is washed. I'm not saying that Taysom Hill doesn't have value. What I'm saying is you have yourself a coach in Kellen Moore that didn't have a Taysom Hill like that. Utilize players around him, like around his offensive game plan, the tight end, the running back, the quarterback, offensive line. There was no Swiss Army knife. So can he like schematically come up with a way to use Taysom Hill? Abso-freaking-lutely. But I don't think that he would, you know, if you was to ask him, like, okay, man, you know, could you play without Taysom Hill? He'll probably tell you, yeah. And I think that the Saints could come up with an offensive game plan without Taysom Hill, and it can find success, because that's how much I respect and value Kellen Moore as an offensive mind. Two things can be true, man. You can value somebody, but also answer another question like that: where does he fit, or does a coach need him? Like, Taysom Hill has a lot of value, but Kellen Moore never had a Taysom Hill. TJ, do you plan on attending an Atlanta Saints game this year? Probably, man. I know my dad, he always goes to those games in Atlanta, so probably end up going with him if he goes. All right, sorry about that. I pressed the back button by mistake. Says Boston is in trouble. I guess you're talking about basketball, the NBA playoffs. I haven't watched any of the NBA playoffs. I honestly don't really watch basketball that much. You know, I mean, I watch it every now and then, but you know, got to see how he shakes back with the injury. His age is not doing him any favors. No doubt he's a dog, but does he still have it in the tank consistently at this age after injury to his knee? That's the big question. You know, I don't doubt Taysom Hill. I don't doubt him at all. I think he'll be, you know, back and better than ever. But this guy was, you know, started off as a quarterback, and if you look at his history, he's had injuries. He was injured all at BYU, you know, and now you're asking him to play positions that are physically demanding. You know, like as a quarterback, you had rules in place to try to protect you, make sure that, you know, making sure that nobody hit him and all that kind of stuff. But when you are like a running back and tight end, like, you taking a lot of punishment. Man, I'm liking our backfield, TJ. Pause. I agree with you. You know, I like the talented players that they have. If they can put it together. Like, I believe in Devin Neal. Shouts out to Devin Neal. Spoke with his representation, man. Tried to set up an interview. He had a lot of other things lined up, so hopefully I can get him on the show in the near future. But yeah, man, I like Devin Neal a lot. I think he's a smart football player. I think that, you know, he has a lot of talent. You I think that he could be that guy if something was to happen to Alvin or Alvin couldn't, be a part of a game. I think he can come in and be that starter. I like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think Clyde is a talented guy. He has gone through a lot of things like mentally. I think being at home, being in close proximity of his family, I think that kind of helps him. Kendre Miller, hopefully the light turns on for him. He becomes a student of the game and live up to his true potential. You still got Jordan Mims around here. You still got some talented players on this football team, man. So, yeah, I think they have a lot of talent in the running back room. TJ Keenan Allen, great veteran, can teach and superb route runner. Inevitable, I agree with that. Keenan Allen is a talented player. I think that it's kind of like hand in glove. Brandon Staley was his head coach. Kellen Moore was his offensive coordinator, when he was in Los Angeles with the Chargers. So there's some familiarity there. But the more I think about it and the less the Saints move their feet when it comes to trying to find maybe a big body receiver, I'm wondering, are they giving Bub Means an opportunity to go out there to see what he can do? And, maybe they believe in Bub Means. I know that he's not a guy that we really pay that much attention to, but he is that size that we were talking about, a 6'4", 215-pound wide receiver, right? I know the injuries and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think that we were really introduced to Bub Means that much. So we really don't know what he can do. And I'm thinking maybe the New Orleans Saints are hoping that Bub Means worked out. I actually have an article that I'm going to put out tomorrow on the stateofthesaints.com. The stateofthesaints.com is available right now. We're off and running. We just got 2 articles in there right now. It's a work in progress. I'm going to be editing and altering things as they go, but we didn't got it good enough in order for us to be able to print some articles. So I wrote an article about Bub Means and what he can mean to the team, and what maybe Kellen Moore and the team will expect, and also about the Saints needing that big body receiver and where that production actually come from and who is available. So that article will be out tomorrow, stateofthesaints.com. But yeah, I think maybe they believe in Bub Means. It's not like he's terrible. I mean, he made some plays. He just was injured. And, so hopefully, this new, medical staff that the Saints have put together, hopefully they can keep these guys upright. They take advantage of the technology that is available and at their disposal in order to make sure that guys aren't running themselves into the ground, and don't say technology, schmechnology, and keep on running these dudes ragged and not having them available on Sunday like Dennis Allen did. But all I'm saying is, maybe they just counting on him. Maybe they believe in him. I'm going to take a few more and then we're going to get up out of here. I'm thinking like 12 to 15 for Keenan. Yeah, 12 to 15 million. Yeah, maybe. But, I mean, there's a lot of teams out there that have been linked to Keenan Allen. Should the Saints get Gabe Davis? I seen this. I know that Gabe Davis was released by the Jaguars. There was some locker room issues, but I say this, man. Take that with a grain of salt. These are the Jaguars that we're talking about. No disrespect to my frat brother, Jamie G, but this is the Jaguars we talking about. That's a dysfunctional organization as well. I mean, I don't need to bore you with the details of how the Jacksonville Jaguars over the last couple of years have been dysfunctional. And maybe Gabe Davis coming from a locker room like the Buffalo Bills, who were in playoff contention and winning, I can see him being a little bit frustrated by the Jaguars and the way that some of the practices taking place inside of the organization. So I don't know, man. Do I feel like Gabe Davis could help the New Orleans Saints? Absolutely. Should you look at him? Why the heck not? I would, but you never know, man. You never know. I don't have a problem with Gabe Davis, though. I don't want him back on the Earl Dalton. I mean, look, I think that he's good, man. I think he's talented. I don't think I think they had a false sense of reality of what he was. Is he got the Alvin Harper treatment? Okay, I want people to like he got the Alvin Harper, the Larry Brown treatment. All right, and let me, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, some of my younger viewers, listeners of this, let me take y'all down a trip down memory lane. All right, Alvin Harper was the opposite receiver of Michael Irvin, right? Michael Irvin was double team most of the time, right? Double team most of the time. So Alvin Harper would be able to streak that field, and he was eating. You know what I'm saying? He was eating because everybody was paying attention to Michael Irvin. And he put up some really good numbers, and he got a really big contract at the time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to be their number one receiver. And it didn't work out because he wasn't a number one receiver. He was a guy who benefited from, a system where you had the number one receiver in Michael Irvin, and Michael Irvin was getting double teamed, so he was winning his one-on-one matchup because he was so fast. He didn't live up to the contract. Then I say Larry Brown because Larry Brown is known for being a Super Bowl MVP against the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? When, who was that? Neil O'Donnell was the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, throwing more picks than Razor Ramon. Larry Brown caught 2 interceptions. I want to say a pick 6 or something like that, but he ended up being Super Bowl MVP. So the Raiders end up signing Larry Brown, gave him a big contract, and of course, smoked like brisket, burnt like a freaking biscuit. I say that to say this. Gabe Davis was a good complimentary guy to Stephon Diggs. He had that big game where he scored 4 touchdowns in the divisional game of the playoffs, dubbed him Big Play Gabe, and the Jacksonville Jaguars paid him like that, but he wasn't a number one receiver. I think that he can fit inside of this system because he's not a number one receiver. He can come in knowing he's not a number one receiver. And if you throw him the football, he'll probably make some plays because he knows he's not a number one receiver. So I just think it's one of those cases. But I wouldn't mind having him on the team. Damn, TJ, you making me feel old because I remember everything you're saying about Harper, Brown, and Neil O'Donnell. Yeah, man. I mean, that Super Bowl back in 95, well, it was the 95 season, 96. It happened in 96. That was the first Super Bowl I can remember. It was on NBC. And, I just remember Neil O'Donnell, like, out there just throwing picks. But to his credit, I understand why he was throwing to that side because Deion Sanders was on the opposite side and he was throwing over to Larry Brown's side. So Larry Brown was eating just like how Alvin Harper was eating because you had something that was absolutely great on the other side, as a distraction. So, yeah, but Larry Brown was a bust, kind of like Malcolm Smith was Super Bowl MVP out there when Seattle won. The Raiders just always just take the bait, huh? Malcolm Smith ended up signing a big contract with the Raiders. I think he played for like 1 or 2 years, and then he not even in the league no more. So, yeah, man, the Raiders always falling for the bananas in the tailpipes. But Raider fans want to talk to us about the value of Derek Carr. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. But thank y'all so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. I really do appreciate it. Shouts out to everybody that chimed in, that called in. Feel free to call back anytime. I'm sorry for those that chimed in. I didn't get to you. I guarantee you we're going to have shows where you're going to be able to call in, chime in. Like I said, we're going to have more shows like this going forward. Want to have a little bit more interaction. So feel free to call back next time. Please subscribe to this channel. Also, follow me on X at TJAYJones8. You can also check out stateofthesaints.com. We're up and running right now, man. We're writing articles and just giving you all the real deal, when it comes to like Saints from a not only a writer's perspective, but a person that follows the team, that values the team's perspective, right? So stateofsaints.com, we got 2 articles up right now. Talk about how Tyler Shuck has kind of ingratiated himself into Saints culture, or he's trying to, and how that's benefiting him. And then also Derek Carr with the shoulder injury. We'll have some more articles coming up. Also, you can actually check out the State of Saints podcast in audio form. I know a lot of people are asking, TJ, how can I get the podcast in audio form? Well, now you can check out every episode of the State of the Saints podcast by going to the website, stateofsaints.com. Select State of the Saints podcast. You'll be able to listen to previous episodes or episodes that we've downloaded throughout time. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Like I said, it's a work in progress. Going to be editing and working on the website as I go. But feel free to check out some of the articles. Feel free to comment and share the articles as well so we can actually grow that website. Really do appreciate your time, no matter where you are, wherever you may be. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?
Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
All I got to say is, who dat?